buddy. That's right. Here we go for another action-packed episode of All Gas, No Trash. My name's Josh, and I'm here obviously with our number one good buddy host, Adam.
Hello, hold on. Let me fix my mic. This is probably going to take a minute. So.
Oh, okay. Well, while you're doing that, for those of you that are new here, if you want to hear us talk about things that aren't music related, you can go to GameRageMagazine.com and you can listen to all the multitude of podcasts that we have for your listening pleasure. And if you like social media, why not follow us on Instagram or TikTok at Game Rage Magazine? And if you like Twitter/X, maybe you like SpaceX or Elon Musk, at Game Rage Mag there. And you can follow Adam for all the latest in musical news at No Gas, or at All Gas, No Trash official. At No Gas, All Trash.
All ass, no trash.
No trash. All trash, no ass. Adam, the flat ass son of a bitch. You can follow All Gas, No Trash official on Instagram for all the latest in musical news and things. Anyways, all right, Adam. Well, what do you got for us today there, good buddy?
Shit, man. I was thinking about being offensive and being stupid.
Oh, so you mean like every other episode we've ever done?
Yeah, true. I guess the two things I wanted to talk about is I don't know exactly how this one's going to work out, but I think it might equate to picking your battles as an artist for where you play and maybe being selective of where you end up playing as an artist.
Okay.
Because something that's happened recently, and it's not that I don't appreciate what the thing is trying to do, which is the LA Fair has this thing called Next Fest LA, right? And there's multiple stages, and it includes a number of people that have curated within Southern California itself that are curating music for this LA Fair. But I've heard that artists that I was interested in are playing there, and I don't think it's having the effect that I thought that it would or that it should. And once I've actually seen it with my own eyes, I think it's time to like pull away. So I don't know if this is a warning about this specific thing or if it's about just being selective in general about where you play as an artist, because it's like a street cred thing or like a reputation thing. It's like, oh, you've done this, you've done cool things, you played cool shows, but I don't know if this one helps.
All right, so before we get deep into the weeds on this, for our foreign audience, primarily the Belgians, what the hell exactly is the LA Fair for people who don't know what that is?
So the LA Fair is, like something like an amusement park, but it's at the Pomona Fairplex. So that includes all kinds of crazy foods and there's rides and everything. So it's just generally a good time to be had with all kinds of activities and fair games, like tossing ping pong balls into a fish bowl and you win a fish, and
shooting a basketball into a basket that's too small.
Yeah, rigged games like that.
So you're telling me it's a lot of carny shit is what's going on here.
Yes. Yeah, I guess you could say it's a lot of carny stuff.
Maybe it's like an upper crust carny stuff.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Well, yeah, we could say that.
Okay. All right. So in the past, has this thing been beneficial to artists playing?
I mean, I've only been in one instance, but it's still enough to say that it doesn't have the effect that it's supposed to, right? Here's the logic that I have come to of why this thing isn't working out the way it's supposed to. Is there something wrong with the audio?
No. So you plugged them into the wrong, like the opposite ones, because I have our mics set because like I talk loud and you talk kind of quieter.
Oh, okay.
So I realized that during the interview and I was like, oh shit, like I'm like super hot, so I like had to turn it down. And then yours I kind of like had to boost up a little, but now I need to boost yours up a little more. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, there are bands that I think are mid-level that I think play on the, I don't know what it is, like the bigger stage. But there's like multiple stages. So maybe that's one of the problems is that there's multiple stages, and each person that is a promotion or is a curator of what this thing is called is the Next Fest LA, is that there's already all these stages, right? and each one caters to whatever the music curator is trying to present. There was one that was just like soul and oldies music. That's great and everything, but I think the bottom line is that there's all this stuff. There's all these. It's like a buffet with all this shit. But are the people there to even listen? Because you're setting up a music festival that exists within the fair. There's already so much to do, but I don't even know if music is a priority to begin with. And therefore, not a lot of people show up.
Yeah, I think because it's considered like a family event, right? So people are bringing their kids. They're going there to play some stupid ass games, spend way too much money on fucking carnival food. They're not there to find new bands or listen to new fucking music or even listen to music that they already fucking know about. I don't think that's the purpose of that. And I think shoehorning it in, like you're saying, is basically what they're doing. That definitely seems very detrimental to the artists who play there. Not only now, sure, an argument can be made that, yeah, whatever. If nobody goes, nobody goes. Who cares? No one knows. No one saw it. No one. It doesn't exist, right? You can just hide it. But it's detrimental to the artist's ego themselves, right? Because that's their whole point. Is we're supposed to go and perform in front of all these people, and now, for an artist that was, let's say, just on like a mainstream television show, now they show up to this event and there's no one there. How does that fuck with their mindset going forward? Like, oh, Jesus Christ, like nobody showed up to this. Did you guys even promote this? Well, yeah, maybe, but like, again, they were shooting themselves in the foot to begin with because this event really wasn't primarily focused on that. It's not primarily focused on artists or anything like that, So,
yeah, and I had heard rumblings that certain artists that I was like looking into were going to be performing for this, and not to be an asshole, but it's just the thing that hurt me was this was like a new artist, right?
Yeah, and
their debut was going to be for the West Coast for the first time they were going to be playing in California was at the fucking LA Fair, dude. It reeks of like carny shit.
Yeah,
like,
it reeks of carny and mediocrity.
Yeah, I just it doesn't come across well. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It doesn't come across well that your first impression on California was that you played at a fucking festival. It just, I don't know, man. What do you have? What do you got?
The worst part of that is, right, it's the whole first impression. You never get that chance to make another first impression again, right? So your opening salvo into coming out here for the first time was to play at this event that nobody basically went to for music. That seems like a terrible decision. And I know that whoever runs the music portion of it, right? Or whoever's, I don't know, in charge of it for like the LA Fair proper, I'm sure they got some kind of connects in the music industry. That's probably why this is a thing at the LA Fair, because they got some connections. And whoever they have connections with is essentially sacrificing an artist's ego or maybe even an artist's future by sending them to this. It's almost like a punishment, I feel like. Like, man, did you piss off the record label? Why are you performing at the LA Fair? That seems like a punishment to me. Not, oh yeah, you're gonna go to the LA Fair and you're gonna sell a bunch of merch and we're gonna get all these ears on your shit, and then you get there and literally no one is in the audience. That if I as an artist went there, that would kill my confidence. That would kill my ego. That would just kill everything. If I was like a normal artist. Now, if it was really me being me, I would be like, nah, fuck that. I'm going extra hard and I'm going to make these people. I would go out into the crowd of people just walking by. Hey, asshole, come here. Get on, stand over here and listen to this shit, you son of a bitch. Like, that's what I would do. But, obviously most artists aren't as, inflammatory or, forceful as I am. So, it probably wouldn't happen. But I would do that and it would piss me the hell off to say. And then I'd go back to, and honestly, I would go, like, I'm sure if my manager or my agent or whoever's fucking there, I'd be ripping them a new asshole as soon as I got off stage. Bro, what the fuck are you doing? What am I paying you for? You just had me play in front of 3 people at the LA Fair. There's probably millions of people that run through the LA Fair on that weekend, and three of them showed up. Like, get fucked, man.
You can't tell me you can't see the problem in that, because it's the whole crowd that's there is transient. They're not going to stick around for one fucking thing.
And the one thing that they're there, that you're there for, is not the focus of this thing. If this was at like Coachella, right? Obviously, we talked about that on a previous episode. The audience is transient. It's hard. But everyone's there for music. There's nothing else there that they're there for, right? For the most part. The LA Fair is not, that's not what people are there for. Music is probably the last thing somebody goes there for. Those 3 people in the audience that showed up may have just not even been there for music and just were the 3 that wandered in and were like, oh, hey, maybe this might be a little all right. Or that's your 3 diehard fans that I'm going to every fucking show. It doesn't matter if it's at the LA Fair or fucking, Johnny's Dive Bar down the street. I'm going to go and I'm going to see this artist that I love play every time they play. Could have been them, but that's obviously not the norm. That's not who's showing up all the time. You're not going to have that everywhere. So if you go here, people are just going to be, oh, is that music? Cool. Most people will probably think it's just entertainment music they're playing over the speakers. They might not even think there's a live band playing, which is crazy. I would like to see what level of advertising they did at the actual event to like try to attract people. Did they have the flyer guys out in front saying, hey, don't forget to go check out these times they're playing live music, all that bullshit? Is there people pointing saying, here, looky here?
Mr. B6, look at me. Shit, man. And it wasn't just one artist that I really enjoyed. It was, it was a few of them. And one of them, fuck, man. God damn it. This artist is so sophisticated and classy. The way she presents her project, right?
Yeah.
Just elegant as fuck. Like, just, I don't know what other words to describe it, but that's how I see her music and how I see her as a performer. And it's her performing at this thing and not getting the audience that she deserves, or I believe that she's deserving of. It just hurt me, man, because it's like a blow to her reputation, because she was fucking cool and all this shit prior to this, and now my opinion of her has gone down. And yeah. And
even though it might not even be her fault. It could be her management's fault. It could be her agent's fault. Whoever knows? The record label. Who knows whose fault it really is for this happening? And it sucks because it's like, hey man, I'm paying you guys to do this shit. Why are you fucking me up right now? Do you guys want to make money? I thought that's the whole point of this whole fucking scenario, was we were all here to make money. And now you got me playing for free, likely, in front of nobody. So what the fuck, you guys? This ain't helping me at all. It's hurting me. And sure, maybe an argument can be made, like I said, that it's that, if the tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a noise? So if an artist plays at some carny fair and no one's around to listen, did it even happen? Probably not. I mean, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. But for the people that know, like you, oh yeah, like you said, that just drops their standing.
Yeah, it's like so the ceiling for the artist that, not the elegant one, but the one that I was very hopeful for, that she would come to play in California. I thought maybe she would be playing something like an intimate spot, maybe that could fit 50 to 100 people, and just packing that, because that's a better way to present yourself when you're coming out here for the first time, is to sell out a small intimate show, to say, hey, look, on my first show that I came out here, I knocked it out of the park, and I'm the headline.
Yeah.
I'm the focal point of this thing. And when it comes to a festival, there's so many goddamn bands playing that you're not the focal point. You're just another name on a lineup. And that is very problematic. And again, it's just, when you talk about it in terms of sports, like the ceiling and the floor.
Yeah,
dude, I hate to say it, but like to some degree, your ceiling comes down a little bit because of this.
Yeah, it really does. And it's sad because, again, if you were just doing this on your own, would this have gone down like that? Would you have went to play at a show for free? Probably not. Like, especially one of these, like at this fair. Nah, you'd be like, fuck it, I can go play at a bar for free and just say, hey, listen, you guys keep all the tickets. Let me just fucking play, right? that's how I think a lot of people probably start out doing. And once they get that name recognition and they get buzz going, cool. Yeah. Then they start getting paid, if they're kind of on their own or whatever. But it sucks, man. It's brutal to watch because I have seen shit like that where it's at some, I don't know, festival or whatever, and there's no one there. Somebody's like live streaming it and there's no one there. The artist is like, oh man, I can hear myself in my earpiece too loud because no one's fucking making noise, and they turn it up too loud because they thought there would be people here. And that's a depressing thing to watch. And I could only feel even worse for somebody who is not, Gwen Stefani or fucking some major powerhouse name that this is happening to, some new artist that is maybe just getting started. It's just, that sucks, man. That hurts. It hurts. It hurts me right here in the feels.
Yeah. So I guess if there is advice to potentially take into, I mean, you don't have to take it with a grain of salt, but
I mean, yeah, we're idiots. We don't know anything, but
but just based on our own observations, because I've seen the videos, man. I've seen the stories within each of the artists that were posting. Dude, they were playing to fucking nobody. There was one person standing, one or two, and even like the footage is cropped, so it just shows it just shows the artist, right? Because there's nobody else there.
That's sad, man.
There's nobody else there. But I would say, just if you're an artist, try to be selective of what you do, because I feel as though that this industry is very reputation based, and you want to personify coolness, right? Or not that you're how do I say it? Not that you're trying to seek that out all the time, but you just radiate it, right?
Yeah.
And I think you do that by following your intuition about things. Like, oh, this feels weird. Like, I don't know about this show. Stick to it. Like, if you feel that way, stick to it. But create your own buzz, dude. Don't fuck doing these type of things, because you don't know what it could do for you as an artist. I mean, dude, Julie, this band that I was like very fond of, that blew up and is now playing like all over the place. I mean, they started playing here locally, like they're from here and everything. And I saw them play at this place called La Santa. That was like the first time I had ever seen them, the first and last time. But they played a lot of like DIY shows, and I'm talking like backyard shows and just shit like that. And people were going to them to go find out where they were fucking playing, because they're great fucking bands. So I don't know, man. It's just finding the right circumstances to put your music and creating your own buzz, because that's what feels good to you. Like, playing this show would be cool, or doing, I mean, and I guess you could say that about the festival, but it isn't cool. Like, it's Cardi shit. God damn it.
Yeah, it is. It's tacky. You know what we should start doing?
What?
We should pay attention to who's playing at like these type of things. And when we see somebody that we hate, we should go and we should just record them playing in front of nobody, and then like pan to show like the whole view. And then when they post the thing, oh man, played to like a huge crowd, we just post that in response.
Really?
To be like, why you lie? Like,
yeah, why do you fucking lie?
That would be fucking great. We should do that.
Yeah. I don't know if I have anything else to add about this specifically. I just wanted to touch on it because it's been happening recently. I'm just like, shit, man. I know what its intended purpose is, but it's just not working out that way. And I think it's being to the detriment of artists, that you're hurting your own stock value by doing this shit. So just be cautious about what you fucking do.
Yeah. You know what we should make? We should make, you remember the Dare shit as like when we were kids? We should make like a independent artist version of that, where we like do PSAs and say, don't let your manager tell you that you should play at this fucking LA fair. That would be wrong. Dare to keep artists off of stupid shit, like, or some shit like that.
Yeah. Fuck, man. We'll have to I'm going to use some buzzwords from like the corporate. We're going to have to powwow on that. Let's table that for now, and we'll powwow on it at a later date.
Yeah. By the way, patent pending, you fucking assholes out there. Don't fucking try to steal that shit. We'll come after you.
All right. And then the next thing I want to get to is, I discovered an artist this past weekend, or maybe it was the week before, and their name is Jaxon Demme. And I thought, as far as the music goes, I'm not sure where I really stand on it just yet.
Okay.
But the visuals were very fucking interesting. And one of the things that got my attention about this specific artist was Sedona, who's an artist that I enjoy, follows her. And Sedona, to my knowledge, is somebody that doesn't fuck around as far as the social game of being an artist goes. You know, she has been in the same circles of the Marias, which is a band that we've talked about extensively here. She did some type of DJ event with one of the members of the band, Josh Conway, but you could also see Maria of the Marias commenting on her social media posts. And Caroline Polachek, who is a very popular independent artist, probably one of the biggest names. I mean, Sedona had played with her at a secret Hollywood show. I think, what was it, 3 years ago? So like, it's like this, it's like this thing that I seen back in like a old, I guess old by today's standard, 10 years ago. There's this documentary about a manager named Shep Gordon, and he had this artist that he was trying to work with, but they didn't know how to help her blow up. So what he did was, and she was Canadian and she did folk music, so she wasn't really that like cool, I guess you could say, or I don't know how else to put it. Like she wasn't cool. So she was very polite. Like she was very polite and just
but not cool, like you said.
Yeah,
you know?
not cool. But what he ended up doing with her, because he knew so many people, was that he surrounded her with, I think, like John Lennon and like 2 or 3 other notable artists, so that people would be like, oh, who the fuck is that? I want to know who that is, because if they're hanging out with John Lennon and stuff, then they must be important. And that's exactly what they did. They manipulated that situation to create favoritism, or not favoritism, but to garner an audience for this artist. I forgot her name. I think it's like Anne Murray or something like that. I could be wrong. But the point being is that there is an aspect to the music game, you as an artist, that you are who you keep in your surroundings. So as far as being an artist goes and playing the social game, I think Sedona is like kind of knocking it out of the park. Because if you tell her, hey, if you say, what are my 5 closest like allies in terms of optics, right? Like on social media, if you have people like Maria from the Marias and Caroline Polachek and all these people looking at your music, and people see that, like, how does that look?
Yeah, I mean, that looks, well, like you said, it's what is that? What's that called? It's like not guilty by association, but it's like, I don't know, cool by association.
Yeah, coolness by association.
So it's like you're jumping on their bandwagon, I guess, and you can ride that to your own potential success, or it makes you look cooler just because you're associated with that. It ups your own stock value, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. So I can see that. Seems a little I don't know what the word is. I don't know if disingenuous is the right word, but I don't know, jumping on people's shit like that seems kind of like ticky-tacky. I don't know. It's like taking advantage of a little bit of what's that term you like to use? Fucking social climbing or whatever.
Social ladder climbing?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, here's the thing. Whether that is the case or not, I respect the fuck out of the game.
Yeah.
Playing the game, right? Because that's what it takes to get to the top, is to make the best of a situation. So when it comes to why I think Sedona, or rather why I was speculating Sedona was following this artist named Jaxon Demme, whose music I'm not really sure about, but was at least interesting to entertain my thoughts.
Yeah.
But the thing that kind of stood out to me was the visuals, right? So then I went into a bit of a rabbit hole, and I came to find out that she is the daughter of 2 rather rich and famous people. Yeah.
Oh, we all know how we hate that here. we have a well publicized track record of anti-nepotism.
Right. So that in itself creates a little bit of a problem, where Well, you are just starting this journey as an artist, but you already have a leg up because your parents are, well, I mean, potentially like they have the financial resources and potentially the relationships or connections that they would have would enable you to get a leg up on other artists. So this Jaxon Demme person, her mother was somebody that worked in the music industry in the past, and I think she worked with like Cypress Hill and a few other.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
heavy fucking hitter right there.
As a manager, as a record label executive, and then she got into, I think, photography or something of that sort. Her mother's name is Amanda Demme, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that she did was music supervision for movies, and that included movies like Blow and
Jesus
and
Christ.
Mean Girls.
Wow.
So it just makes you wonder about things, right? When you're talking about looking at people, why they're around you.
All right. So, okay. You know, this is on topic, but it's a different subject.
Okay.
Harry Potter, right?
Yes.
Okay, J.K. Rowling.
Yes.
She wrote another book series under a different name just to see if she could get it like sold or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And just to see if she still had it, right? Because she wanted to know, okay, if I go in as J.K. Rowling, every publisher is going to read my shit because of my name. So let me write some other shit under a different name and see if it gets picked up or whatever, right? That's like the reverse of this, where, and that's something that's when the line gets skewed. Even if you have a famous brother, sister, cousin, uncle, aunt, mom, dad, whatever the fuck the case may be, right? If you just go in and tell no one about that and make it completely unknown that this person is of any relation to anyone, and they go in and they stand out because the stuff is good, then no one can say that they were handed anything. Even if they were handed something, like if they were given a leg up by money or whatever the case is. But if they go in and they do this genuinely and let the product, whatever the art is, stand for itself, then I would have a very strong argument to say that they did it the right way. As opposed to someone coming in and, yeah, their mom or dad or whoever is some person in the industry or knows people in the industry. And then I sit here and wonder, even if the thing that's popular, is it even that good? Is it good objectively? Probably the answer would be no. And it's not 100% of the time, because I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who are Nepo babies, as they're referred to, and get into the same industry as their parents, and they get all the connections and utilize and take advantage of all the connections that their parents had to propel their own career. It happens all the time. And not 100% of them are all bad at what they do. There's probably a decent percentage that they produce good shit. But inversely, there's also a large percentage of them that produce hot fucking garbage and are terrible at it. And the only reason that they're there is because of who their parents are, or because of who, what connections they have and what leg up that they had because of the nepotism. And those people are taking up a spot for somebody who has no connections, but is better than them at doing this music, acting, whatever the fucking subject matter is. Someone that's better than them is losing out on a spot because they use connections, because there's only so many spots at the end of the day, right? It's like trying to play professional sports or whatever. Right? There's so many, or there's a finite number of spots on the roster, and that's it. It's not flexible. There's only a certain number of spots. And if you're better than somebody, but you don't have as much connections or money or whatever the case may be as they do, well, then guess what, bitch? You ain't playing. You ain't going to be on the team. And that sucks. And that's why I hate the nepotism, I guess. But I think that, again, if it stands the test and no one knows about it, and you prove yourself that you're good and you deserve to be there, then I got no problem with whoever the fuck your parents are or whatever the case is. But until that time comes, you're just taking up a spot for somebody that's better than you.
And I don't know how to phrase this, but her mother and her have worked on projects together with artists. So I don't know how to phrase this, but it somewhat taints like what's potentially going to be done in the future, or is it not?
Yeah, because I think it does.
Because it's like once you get started yourself, then everybody else is going to push you up. Like, but you also had your mother's hand in it.
Well,
so
and who owes her favors, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you spend a career in any industry, no matter what it is, you're going to have people that owe you favors, right? And if you have a kid that's going in, I mean, listen, I'm a father. I'll tell you right now, if I had connections to something, yeah, I would help. If that's what my daughter wanted to do, I would utilize and cash in favors to help her out, right? Because that's what we do as parents. You do anything to help your kids, regardless of whether it's right or wrong or whatever the case may be, you're going to do that. So, but at the end of the day, if they're not talented or not capable of performing that well, like I said, you're just taking up a spot for someone else that could have been, that's better, essentially.
Yeah. Just to name a few other artists that.
I love naming names, man. I
just want to fucking do it.
I love doing that. So we're all about here. Transparency and truth.
Okay,
right?
On top of the fact that her mother, Amanda Demme, was somebody that worked in the music industry at Immortal Records, and then, she even was associated with Rick Rubin at one point. After releasing several well-received albums, including the debut of Korn and Incubus.
What the fuck?
Demme and Walters are the partner in her music endeavors, right? Parted ways. Demme subsequently created Venture Records in association with Rick Rubin and American Recording. So this is after the fact that Rick Rubin had left Def Jam Records.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing.
Right.
But yeah, and then her mother also was involved in like creating like spaces for entertainment, like social gatherings and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So she just had her hand in fucking everything. So it's like, how is that not going to influence the chances of your success for your music? Like, it's just,
there's no way that it doesn't affect it. There's no way anybody can look at me and say, oh yeah, nah, none of that mattered. This person got there. And listen, I haven't heard any of this music that this person.
Do you want to listen to it?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's listen to it. All right, let's fucking listen to it, and then we can know. All right. What's the name of the
Jaxon Demme?
Okay. Let's see if they're on iTunes.
Should I hope they have music. It's Jaxon.
X?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jaxon Demme. Is it
two M's and one E?
Jesus Christ. Demme. Oh, there it is.
There it is. All right. Well, I don't know what to think, man.
Oh my God. All right. So should we listen to the most recent single?
Well, do you want to listen? Do you want to see the music video so you can get a better idea?
Right. That's even better. Yeah, let's do that. That's even better. Let's go to,
let's
go to old boy YouTube right quick.
Fuck yeah.
And let's pound this out. Okay, wait a minute. Come on, fucking internet. There it goes.
All right. Before we do this, I have. Well, actually, yeah. Let's listen to the music. But I got to tell you something after because I don't want to say it on the recording.
All right. So this is which one we want to do. This one.
Let's do the most recent release, and then we'll find
Freaky Purr. Is that her fucking thing?
I don't know. What the fuck? Does that say Billie Eilish?
Yeah, it says Robin, Miley Cyrus, Billie Eilish, and more. What does that mean? Is this? It's a playlist. Oh, it's
okay. All right.
Somebody asked.
It's just the auto-generated playlist. I imagine.
Yeah. All right.
But we'll find another song. Hopefully, there's
Jaxon Demme. Okay.
That's that's like the auto-generated.
God damn, YouTube auto-generated.
Yeah, but let's do the first, like the most recent release, and then we'll
Jawbreaker.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to listen or watch along with us, watch the music video. Jaxon Demme, Jaxon Demme, and the video is Jawbreaker. All right, so that thing was called Jawbreaker by Jaxon Demme, and I don't know what the fuck I just watched.
Dude, I had the exact same sentiments. I have no idea what the fuck just happened.
I felt like I got hit by a truck and died 6 times during that. I don't know if that was what they were going for, but I mean, if there was, bravo, you hit it, you did it. That's the music in there and the way that she's presented in this video is literally poverty fucking Nicki Minaj, poverty fucking Megan Thee Stallion. It's the poverty version. It's a great value version of those fucking things.
Great value
is what I get out of that.
Uh-huh.
That's what I got out of that. And it's not for me. Personally, I hate it. It's terrible. Some of the beats were okay. Some of the backing tracks were decent, but
I don't know which song we were supposed to hear though, because there was like 3 or 4 different songs that we heard within the midst of the whole video.
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure if that was just supposed to be on purpose. That was an amalgamation. It's a new song that she made that was an amalgamation of like 5 different songs. I have no idea. I will say the Banjo Kazooie or little thing in the rearview mirror, that was cool. I will give her that. That was a cool little nod. Just to further ingrain in the nepotism, the music video was directed by her fucking brother.
Yeah.
Who also is
a filmmaker.
Yeah, benefiting from the nepotism of, the family, I guess.
Yeah, and this might go like 2 or 3 generations deep because
the uncle was somebody famous. Like,
they're all in like the SAG-AFTRA shit, and well, anyways, for myself, I don't even know what I'm looking at or hearing. I know some of it was like drum and bass, and some of it was house.
Yeah.
And it's got rap on top of it. And I still don't know how I feel about the music, but it still captivates my attention, dude. It's like, I don't know what this is, but it's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely, I will say this, it's different than anything that's out there now for the most part, or at least how it's presented is different.
Yeah. And I could tell they're very, Jaxon Demme is very creative because the visuals for this are just weird as fuck.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a good way, that I don't understand what's going on, but it's enough for me to capture my attention. And maybe since I'm such a simpleton, that's enough for me. I'm like, oh, shiny. But no, there's a lot going on. Like visually, there's, outfits curated, and there's these weird environments that they're in. It's like a room, but there's a little hill that it's green, like a green hill she stands on top of, but it's just very strange, and it doesn't feel human.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Oh, well, I mean, look, she has her own art gallery.
Yeah.
Jaxon Demme has an art gallery. Has a bachelor's in fine arts from the Rhode Island School of Design. I mean, there's a ton of stuff on here. So,
I mean, if you want to go down a rabbit hole and just look into this person yourself, because I mean, her art's being featured at art exhibits and stuff, or art galleries, but I wonder at what point she decided she was going to be an artist, or if this was always in the plan, and she only got to do it now because maybe she's done with doing visual media, or I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. I really don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea what the deal is, but I will say, oh, hey, look at this. Her YouTube channel has 13 subscribers and only 2 videos.
Okay.
Interesting. That's just interesting to note.
So she I mean, as far as like cutting edge shit goes, I mean, she only has 5,000 or so followers on Instagram, one of them being Sedona, but
fuck, maybe we should try to interview her. And be like, excuse me, but what the fuck did I just watch? Could you please explain this to me?
Yeah, this might be an interesting case study to see if this music goes anywhere, because it has all the it has every reason to succeed because of what we said before.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then it's somewhat of a failure, isn't it?
If it doesn't, with all of the potential connections that it's afforded that others would not have. I mean, just listen, even the fact that her brother's a director of things, right? They both went to I don't know if the University of wherever it was, Rhode Island, is a prestigious art school. I'm imagining it probably is. So they both have degrees from, fancy art schools. So with all that, right? With all that thrown into the mix, if you still can't get successful, then that means your shit just wasn't that good, I guess. And, you know, again, like I said, I did kind of shit on her a little bit, but I mean, it's not for me. It's just in overall, in general, I enjoyed, yes, the visuals and shit in the music video. They were very interesting, as you said. I don't know what the fuck happened, but they were very interesting. And I'd be interested to see where this fucking goes.
Yeah, I almost want to do. This is just going to be like a little case study of an artist that we'll tune in every now and then and give updates.
Yeah, this is a case study in nepotism to see if it works.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see what happens with this artist because I'm still very confused by the music.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about it personally. So, but I know I'm also kind of in a good place when I'm not really sure about things because the longer that I think about it, if it's polarizing me on one side and the other, then there's got to be something there. I don't know. I know you feel you have your own way.
Right.
You have your own line of thinking, but I think maybe there's something here because I've been thinking about it so much. And now that I'm putting it on the fucking podcast.
Oh, and now you had to show me about it.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man.
Well, okay, again, whatever she's doing, it worked.
Yeah.
Because now I'm probably going to go try to listen to some other shit to see if this is like a one-off or what the fuck, I need answers. All right. I can't maybe. And again, if that's the point of this, then bravo, mission accomplished. We're talking about it. Love it or hate it. We're talking about it. Right. So mission accomplished and fuck, like I said, I need to go find out what the hell just happened. So Jaxon Demme, if you're listening, fucking hit us up because we'd love to talk to you about it.
What if in 6 months we're like this shit kind of slaps?
I think in 90 days we'll probably be like, you know what, guys, this is just pretty good. All right, we went down a deep rabbit hole, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe these hypnotic beats are just tricking us into fucking liking it. Maybe there's some sort of weird, you know. I mean, again, they're smart people. They have degrees in art. So maybe they have some subliminal messaging shit that they got told about. And listen, let's be real. All right, let's not discount this. All right. They probably went to a couple Illuminati meetings. So I'm sure they fucking know about the subliminal messaging. So maybe they're just tricking us into liking it. I don't know. Either way, I need answers. Bottom line.
You know what it feels like? It's like you've watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode when there's this guy in his underwear and he's standing in front of a green screen and the green screen would change like every 15 seconds, but there was this song that would play in the background and he would dance. He'd do these weird dances, but nobody really understood what the fuck was going on. And they ended up spending a whole day watching this music. If it was a music video, I don't fucking know, but it was public access TV, so it was just weird shit. And they're like, "You should probably turn this off." You're like, no, I want to see where this goes. Like, I feel as though we're in that exact scenario where we don't fucking know what's going on, but we're at least curious enough to know curious enough to find out where the fuck
where it's gonna go. At least.
Yeah.
And I'll say that. I mean, my initial reaction was to hate it, but as we sat there and continued watching, I'm like, man, I have no inkling as to what is happening, and all I know is Banjo-Kazooie is somehow involved, and I need to know why. I need to know why that was there.
I want to know why. Goddammit!
What is the point of that?
Where the fuck did she get that, dude?
I want one.
Where's the rest of the banjo part? Where is it?
Wait, was this just a kazoo? Was this from Temu and they forgot to print the banjo? Is that what happened? Like, it's just Kazooie-san. We have the fucking the clip. Here you are, and then they give him this little thing.
Yeah,
man.
Fuck, man. That was like a good 5 minutes of just fucking absurdity. Shit, man, that's the effect the music had on us. So we're fucking losing our shit, dude.
I think it's slowly turning us insane just because we saw that. It's like The Ring.
Oh, yeah.
She was doing some of that Ring shit in there a little bit too. So especially when she was running down that hallway with her ass hanging out.
Yeah.
I think that was meant to like fucking subliminally fucking do something to us.
Yeah.
And I think it worked.
Yeah, I think it did, dude. I don't know if I have anything else to add as far as Jaxon Demme, but now I think she's a psyop.
Yeah, you're right, dude. I think she is 100% an Illuminati psyop. There's no doubt in my mind. I will say this though: if she does come out of the screen like a fucking in The Ring, we're interviewing her. That's all I gotta say.
I'm probably gonna commit seppuku because I don't know if I can handle that shit right now. I don't do well with horror. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't like jump scares. I probably shouldn't have said that because now people are gonna torture me. So, yeah. But anyways, I guess to wrap up the episode, I just wanted to quickly bring up that our good buddy Jose was featured at this thing called Grand Performances. It's in LA. I forgot where exactly, but he was DJing there.
Well,
so
what is this thing? Is it like a venue or is it an event or?
It's an event, but it's held in like the downtown area. I forgot where specifically, but I think he performed yesterday. So just more good things coming for Jose Galvan, who is fucking on a hot streak right now. So
yeah, and us canonizing him definitely helped. You know, I want to take credit for that. I want to definitely throw that out there.
Yeah. And I guess to wrap up the episode, I just wanted to quickly bring up that this episode was recorded just after us doing the interview with AKA BK, who's somebody that we've been talking about in past episodes, getting the interview lined up and everything. And today we actually fucking did it. And it's a 2-hour interview, and we got a lot of information out of her and
them.
Yeah.
Man, we went the whole interview and did excellent.
Mm.
But anyways, it was a 2-hour juggernaut. There was not a moment of silence or boring. It was just hit after hit after hit, man. This shit just kept coming.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty proud of the fact that, and not to say that we haven't done it in past interviews, but one thing that I don't like about certain interview podcasts or even YouTube channels that just are specifically about interviewing, that they don't let the person just get out everything they would want to say. And maybe there's a little bit of self-consciousness when an artist is talking, or the person that your interview is talking, that you're like, oh, I need to fill the void. And maybe it's just the person trying to think about what they're going to say, and it might take 2 or 3 seconds. But I've seen a lot of interviewers that just, they end up interrupting.
Yeah.
And maybe it cuts their line of thinking off. I'm like, we can't do that shit. So I think we've gotten, and it's not going to be 100% every time, obviously, because there is something of a delay or latency where we're interviewing somebody and like we won't get everything that we need to hear out of them. We don't know where the pause is, so maybe like once or twice we'll fucking.
Yeah.
But I thought we did a pretty good job of just letting them spill out everything they had to say, and I mean there was a lot of fruitful information that they got to share about, where they're from and what kind of things they got going in the future. But there's, we asked a ton of questions and stuff, but yeah, I'm just very satisfied of like how that thing turned out, and now we get to turn it on to you. So if you are still here, this is me telling you when this episode comes out that we will have AKA BK's interview coming out in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and please be on the lookout for that because it is music related. So I thought it was worth mentioning on All Gas No Trash. And what do you got to say?
Yeah, this is their first interview, by the way. Exclusive. First time. There's only one first time. And guess what? We got Mr. President. We got him.
Mr. President.
the second plane has hit the tower. I also made a 9/11 joke on there too, and I don't know why I've been doing that lately, but it's funny to me. I think it's been enough time, and we need to move on.
Yeah.
But anyways, also stay tuned for it. It'll come out in a couple. You'll see on Instagram and all the social medias. We're gonna put out some teaser clips and stuff for it, and the date of the episode of when it premieres will be on the date and time will be on the teaser, so you'll know when it's coming. And also, I did want to say, pay attention to this podcast specifically, because if you want to know if this was a psyop or not, this may turn into the Jaxon Demme podcast like in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And if that's all we talk about, and we're gonna start doing crazy shit and just doing psychedelic funk, who knows? I don't know. I guess we'll see.
That's a true story. Shit, man. The damage that has already been done by the music, man. I'm already kind of concerned.
Yeah, I am. I'm a little scared. I'm a little fucking scared.
I don't know if I could go to sleep tonight, because maybe I'm a sleeper agent for this artist's music.
Holy shit! What if that just activated our Manchurian candidate code, and now we're gonna fucking go assassinate somebody?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Adam, we're already on all of the watch lists. All right. Fuck.
Yeah. So if there is no podcast episode by next week, or if we don't sound like ourselves, you already know what happened. So I'll just leave it at that. But okay, one other thing I wanted to bring up that I forgot to, I got to pop off about this, because, not that I was the person that found this information out, but I was one of the first people that brought it to social media. Was this artist that many of you are familiar with. Their name is Claro. And I found this information on a subreddit, and they said that the debut album, or that not the debut album, but the next album of Claro was going to be released on 7/12, and they'd be working with this producer named Leon Michaels, who you might know for Big Crown Records, a lot of soul music, or not soul music, but like R&B, soul, maybe like alternative music, because they have this band called the Shacks on there as well, and reggae, because they got this guy named Liam Bailey. But an eclectic record label, and this dude is one of the producers and the record label owner, and just somebody that has made his name around the music world, including somebody that is named Black Thought, a rapper. So now, what ended up happening was, I thought this information came from some type of publication, but it was just somebody spreading a rumor.
Oh.
But it actually turned out to be true.
Oh.
So when I posted it, I said it as if it were fact. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's not the case. So what I ended up doing was using deductive reasoning of why this person could be working, this artist, Claro, is going to be working with Leon Michaels. So I broke it down in 2 or 3 different things. I'm like, this is why it's going to happen, even though at that point it was just a hypothesis or a rumor. So I broke it down. I said Claro has been cited with these artists, and they've been in the circle of these artists. And one of the funny things that had happened in the course of this past year, or I guess in the last 12 months, is that Claro ended up being featured on Brain Story's album.
Oh.
And it's one of the songs that's featured on the album. So my theory was, okay, if they've already worked with Brain Story, who are on Big Crown Records, then there's a possibility that this is a real thing, this rumor about producer Leon Michaels and Claro. So I posited that, and then I read in an interview that Claro had been hanging around Brain Story, which is like the weirdest fucking thing, because these two artists don't really match up, I guess, per se. Mm-hmm. But the fact that Claro had been hanging out with Brain Story and the Big Crown Records crowd, so she is familiar with the record label staff and the artists. So that to me was indicative of why this thing was going to happen. And then the news actually came out on Pitchfork and Pigeons and Planes and all this stuff that this was in fact a reality that they Claro was going to be working with Leon Michaels. So technically I was one of the first people to fucking break the news, but I had to break it down into the minutia of why this made sense. And I was very scared about spreading this information as if it were a fact, but I ended up, I don't know if I manifested it, but
maybe you did. Shit.
Yeah.
Maybe they saw that and they said, oh shit, yeah, we should do this.
But anyways, I'm kind of glad I got myself out of a jam there, because
man, that could have been a tough one.
but it ended up happening, and I'm very glad to say that is actually the case, because I think this is going to be a really awesome pairing between Claro and Leon Michaels. I know I've said that name 1,000 times over, but I was actually even thinking, fuck it, man, since I've already talked about it enough on social media and even on this podcast at this point, might as well fucking do the album review. And would you be interested in?
Yeah.
Would you be interested in doing an album review in July 12th to listen to Claro's new album that is produced by Leon Michaels?
Absolutely. Let's fucking do it.
All right, cool. Because that makes us it gives us another episode too, that we don't have to plan that shit out. I was trying to do that. You know, in those commercials where they say, if you take Viagra, that you may develop heart problems, arrhythmias. Viagra may actually cause internal bleeding.
Yeah. All gas, no trash may actually accidentally get you hooked on some music that is fucking weird, and we're not responsible for any of that stuff, and you may become a Manchurian candidate. Good luck.
Man, I'm so glad that we went off the rails with like Jaxon Demme. I actually hope she becomes more popular, because we've basically created the narrative that she's a psyop.
Oh man, I can't wait to interview her whenever that happens, and just be like, ladies and gentlemen, the Psy-op. That's gonna be her fucking intro name. Jaxon the Psy-op Demme. Anyways, all right. Well, thank you guys for listening. If you want to hear more shit, go to GameRageMagazine.com. And if you want to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. For Adam with all the musical musings, at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. And
stay away from carny shit. Don't protect your reputation. Protect your bag. Just stick to your intuition, please. Just as an artist, stick to what matters to you. Don't let people push you around, and just fucking, just stick to your intuition. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, if you feel like doing carny shit, just go listen to Jaxon Demme, and then you'll fucking go down a rabbit hole, and you'll stop. You won't do it. You won't go do the carny shit because you're going to be too caught up in that. So that is our advice to you. Good luck, and we'll catch you on the next one.